Hi, I'm Mel,
And I'm Janelle.
and this is the Murder Mamas.
Hello.
Welcome.
We are here.
We are here. Okay, so today we are doing a little bit different. It's a series called Worst Ex Ever on Netflix, and they have different episodes.
Okay.
So we're doing one episode called Dating the Devil.
Ooh.
Yes.
I also didn't watch it, so this is news to me. It is a Mel-centered episode.
Yes. So I tell the victims' names in the beginning, but then I refer to them as 1, 2, and 3. So I hope
I am so sorry.
Okay. That makes it easier in my head. And I refer to the first girl as 1, but she's actually the last one that was his ex.
Okay.
So we start and then we go back.
Okay.
Okay. So we start off with a 911 call, or the producer's like, hey, do you mind if you play the call that you called for 911? And her name is Angie. She's the friend of Justine Simmons, who is the girl that was dating the guy.
Okay.
And this phone call, she was screaming, my friend, I have to go get her. And the cops are like, well, where are you? And she didn't know the address. So she was driving as she's calling 911 to the person's house so she can get her address and tell the cops how to get there. She goes up to the house. All the doors are locked. She can't get in. She can hear her friend screaming. And then she can hear thud, thud, thud. And then she could hear her friend screaming again, help me, and hearing thud, thud, thud again. And so she runs back out into the front to think that she can go around the side to get in, and the garage door is open. And she was like, did I not see that the garage door, did I actually pull up to this house and not realize that the garage door was open?
Yeah.
And she, I don't think she did. It was closed. The guy, okay, so Benjamin opens the garage, opens the door to get out, and just walks right past Angie. Doesn't say anything. He's full of blood and just leaves.
Okay.
And then she was like, he's gone, he's walking down the street. She gets into the house because the garage door is open, and her friend, she said, is barely alive. The thud that she was hearing was her head on the tile in the bathroom.
Oh.
And he had just totally beat her up. She said she didn't look when the EMTs arrived, they said, I don't know if she's gonna make it. We've never seen something this bad. And even the lieutenant that came to the house was like, I have worked for 33 years and I have never seen someone beaten this badly.
Oh my God.
Scary as hell. So she was naked. She was not responding when the EMTs got there, so she had passed out.
Okay.
The guy's name is Benjamin Foster. They had only been dating a couple months.
Oh my God.
And they find out when they run his background that he has multiple victims in Vegas, similar to Justine.
Okay.
And then he's got some lower level crimes as well. Then we move to June 2012 and we meet Amber, and she lives in Las Vegas, and she thought that he was the one. They both worked at a day club and they met in Vegas. And they were dating not that long, but she was like, he was so attentive and so loving, and was like, oh, what can I do for you kind of thing, so she was like, he must be the one, that's it. And they always say, I was listening to something today or reading something, and they said the worst guys are always the nicest ones out in public to other people.
Well, yeah, because they're narcissists.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just watched a video of some guy beating his girlfriend.
What?
And he hit her, it was on my TikTok, and he hit her 66 times in the face.
What?
Yeah, he's a basketball player.
What?
Yeah, I don't know
a professional?
Yes, he's on I don't know his name. I don't know anything about basketball, but it was all over TikTok today. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So she thought they dated. So then,
you know what I think's wild? Sorry,
No,
I don't know. the fact that people still listen to and support Chris Brown
Yeah.
after what he did to Rihanna, like,
Right.
do you remember when that came out?
Oh, yeah,
I
for
was in
sure.
high school, so it was like
Yeah.
a huge deal.
Yeah.
But like, that was wild.
Yeah. When she gets out of the car, she like ran out of the car. Right?
Oh my God. And like the pictures of her, I'm like, how does anyone, like, why does this man still go on tour? Who is buying tickets?
Who's buying tickets? Nobody cares. Like anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
Obviously. Just
well, and like he's had other cases too.
Yeah.
I'm
he's
like,
had a lot.
Why is Chris Brown still famous?
Right. Exactly.
It blows my mind.
And Sean Combs, if he gets out, he's planning, I heard on the news, he's planning a mega event, like comeback thing. And I'm like, why would you buy, why would you support that?
Yeah.
He's yeah. Stop. Don't do that.
Yeah.
He's done. Okay, so then they're at a year dating and they move in together, and she thinks she's like, it's been a very normal relationship. Like, we've had ups and downs, but like nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And she said that Ben was kind of like a lone wolf. Like, he liked to be by himself and do things by himself. And he had a bit of a jealousy streak in him. So,
okay.
Red flag. So this is victim number 2.
Amber,
yes. Was helping her ex get to stay in the country. So, like, she was doing something to help him to stay in America.
Okay.
And Ben didn't like that and thought it was really bad. And she was like, my ex is dating a girl right now. Like, we are not.
Yeah, but that doesn't, I mean.
I know, but you don't need to get to the jealousy that he gets to is like, no. I understand. Like, I'd be a little hesitant too. Like, hey, you're helping out your ex. Like, why can't his current girlfriend do the same thing? Like, why does it have to be you?
Yeah.
Yeah. She worked at a club, like serving drinks. It's not like she has access to,
She's not an immigration attorney.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that was the case, I could be like, okay, 100%.
Yeah, like,
sure.
Logically, this makes more sense.
But she's not. So it's just a little weird. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you remember, like, roughly how old Ben and Amber were? They like in their 20s?
20s.
Okay.
I'd say like 27, I think.
Oh, that's still older than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she found out that Ben was actually seeing his ex behind her back. So she was like, when she found out that he was jealous of her trying to get her ex in the country, she was like, what the fuck? You're seeing your ex.
Oh, so he was doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
He's a narcissist.
Okay, so another red flag.
Yeah.
And so he was from Oregon, and he loved the outdoors. He loved guns. He loved knives. She said that they went to knife and gun shows every single weekend, and he would buy as many as he could possibly afford.
Ew.
For collection.
Ew.
Yeah, another red flag. I don't know. I mean, some people I get, I don't know, but not like hunting guns. I understand. If you're a hunter, you live out in like Wyoming and you do what you do, but not like handguns. Why would you collect handguns?
Well, and
He's not a police officer or anything.
And I just think, like, what is the idea? Like, why so frequent?
Right. Every weekend, she said they would go. Yeah.
That's too much.
And one time she said he was being playful and pulled out one of his knives and put it around her neck and was just joking around with her and kind of sliced it. Didn't draw blood, but was just like, ooh, like that.
Oh no, he wants to kill you.
Red flag again. Like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They both get in a fight. And
presumably together.
Together, yes.
Not with separate people.
She's on edge, and she told him that she didn't actually do this, but she told him she threw away one of his new guns that he got at the gun show just to make him pissed off.
Okay.
Wrong move.
Yeah.
He hit her down to the ground, slapped her, grabbed her keys and left. So she called the police and he goes to jail. They find him and he goes to jail.
Okay.
He was ordered to attend domestic violence counseling and perform community service. Within a few months, he got out of jail.
Okay.
Then he started stalking her.
Oh. That seems like a normal series of events.
Yes. She walked up to her car and Ben was at it one day after work when she was coming to her car to go home. And he was yelling at her to unlock the door so that he could go with her back home.
I need you to know that when you said unlock the door, I always think of that clip. Unlock the door. Open the door. You don't remember?
I don't remember. What? Now you
it's from like Instagram and it was like the old man at the door.
Oh yeah.
Open the door. Anytime someone says that, that's what I think of. Anyways.
Yeah. So he's like, unlock the door. And she was like, no. And he follows her home. She goes inside her house and she's thinking that like she lost him. She didn't see him like follow her or anything. So
he's already in the house.
Well,
is he?
No. Oh. She goes inside the house and he comes up from behind her, grabs her by the hair, dragging her on the floor, and then goes to slice her face and almost cuts off her pinky finger.
Oh my God. Wait, yes. So he wasn't inside the house? He was like waiting outside?
Yeah. Yeah. And then he goes to the garage goes inside her house. She's army crawling out of the garage to get out as the garage door is opening. Finally gets herself up, runs to the leasing office, and says, call 911. My boyfriend just attacked me. She's covered in blood. Meanwhile, he's still in her house, and he cuts himself and gives him bruises. So when the cops arrive, they don't go to the leasing office. They go to the apartment. Yeah. And so they hear his statement, and he says that she started the fight. She gave him all those bruises. So they go to the leasing office and arrest her. And she's begging them to look at his background and say, like, I've already filed a police report. He's been to jail already. Like, please don't take me to jail. They did not listen to her. So she spent 17 hours in jail.
Oh my gosh.
Full of blood.
When I worked in residential apartment like management, I had a resident who her boyfriend did something similar, not a grudge, but like showed up, like they were breaking up, and he showed up at her apartment and like beat her door down, like kicked it in, and then like attacked her while she was on her couch. And she spent like a lot of time in the hospital, ended up getting like a traumatic brain injury from like him slamming her down on the counter and like hitting her head. It was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And she had to go to like rehab and recovery to like relearn how to talk, and like she was like permanently disabled because of it.
That's horrible.
But he like sliced her. It was like awful. Like
that's
awful.
Insane. That's insane.
And I always wonder, like, how do you end up in that, you know? Like,
well, like this one, it was like he was all lovey-dovey. They moved in together. So they were dating a year before they moved in together. So nothing had happened, obviously. And then all of a sudden, one day,
I just wonder, like, not so much even like when I say how do you end up like that, I don't mean for the victim. I mean for the person who's perpetrating it. Yeah. Like, how do you pretend and mask that for a year?
Right.
In this case, you know, and then just like
ballistic.
One day you just lose it, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy. So the police officers, she begged the police officers to look into the background, and they didn't. And so when she went to the judge did some digging before going out to her and looked at the background and saw that he had been put in jail for domestic violence through this lady and to dismiss the charges.
I mean, yeah.
So if that judge hadn't done her homework or whatever, decided to just side with the cops, she would have been still in jail for domestic violence.
Well, like, I'm sorry. I hope she sued the police department.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know if
probably
she
not,
did.
but like,
yeah.
How do you not run a fucking background check on
a
the
domestic violence thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
They always run backgrounds on
well, and
both
like
parties.
notoriously, like those must be really hard calls
Right.
because everyone wants to make themselves look better,
Yeah,
like
sure.
just discerning what's true and what's not, I'm sure is difficult.
Yeah.
But I think if you have tangible, like, I don't know. It's very, I would be interested to see the, like the footage, like the body cam footage of that interaction. We didn't see that, but no, I know. Yeah. Like they probably didn't have body cams at that time.
No, probably not.
Mandated or whatever. But like, I just interesting to see like how he was able to convince the cops and like how the cops decided to believe him and her saying like, no, he was in jail for several months because of this.
And then she ran to the leasing office. You think they'd at least talk to them and she'd be like, yeah, she came in screaming with blood. And
and if this is the apartment they were living together in, I'm sure the first time it happened, they would have been aware of the domestic violence. Plus, like, removing someone from the lease is a whole thing. So
she gets out of jail and she goes home, and he had stolen everything in her house.
What?
He stole all her clothes, her furniture.
What is he going to do with women's clothes?
Everything was gone.
It's about control.
It's about control.
What a fucking prick.
Yeah. Everything was gone. Like, she was like, I didn't even have a pair of underwear. She's in her clothes.
That are covered in
blood. And she comes home to an empty apartment with no clothes.
What a fucking prick.
Yeah. Like, he's hardcore. No.
What a fucking prick.
Okay, so now we come to September 2017, and we meet Jamie. She's the third victim.
This is also Las Vegas?
This is also Las Vegas. So she fell in love with him, she says, right away because she had a little dog. And the way he treated the dog, she thought was so nice that, like, how could he, like, he was probably the best person ever. Because, like, it was like a little Yorkie thing, and he would, like, buy the dog boots and backpacks and, like, hair bows and stuff like that. It's like this little dog with his, like, big guy.
Is that the standard that we hold men to now? I think to a certain extent, right? Like, the way someone treats a helpless animal is important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if I had a boyfriend that came in and was, like, totally cool with my dog and my dog liked him, I'd be like, yeah, let's chill. Like, he's probably good,
Yeah.
At the beginning. Okay, so then they have been together for about a month. And then they took it a little farther in their relationship. She said he didn't always seem present. Like, so, like, it was just, like, not going well, I guess.
Okay.
And in December 2017, she gets a text from Ben. He has been going to therapy and making amends to everybody. So he wants to come over and make amends to her, and he makes amends to some other people as well.
But they've only known each other for, like, a few months?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said she almost felt bad for him because he was, like, in that mood of, like, I'm so sorry, this is not me, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Because he just came out of counseling. And so they started texting more and hanging out. So, like, they were together and then they, like, kind of separated for a little bit, like, but we're together again. I think she said they were seeing other people too. Like, it wasn't like a exclusive relationship. It was just kind of like an off and on thing.
Well, it's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So Christmas Eve comes around and her cell phone is on the table and something happens. They get in an argument and Ben gets up off the couch, comes in and starts to strangle her until she is unconscious. I think he sees a text from another man on his phone.
Probably someone, like, wished her a Merry Christmas or something.
Yeah. He punches her. He gets her up and runs out the back door. He got into a car And then she calls the cops. Ben goes to jail, and the state presses charges on her behalf.
Why did she not want to press charges?
No, they just did it anyway.
Oh, like they said, even whether or not you want to, we're pressing charges no matter what.
Yeah, because of his previous convictions.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in September 18th, Ben was...
No, September 2018.
2018. Ben lost his job, and he couldn't pay rent. And so he was always sick and depressed, and he wouldn't get out of bed. And Ben essentially moves in with her. This is after he goes to jail.
I'm sorry, this is the same woman?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yeah.
What?
So she's like, I asked what Ben's plans were because she was like, you know, I'm single income here and I can't hold like 2 people in my condo or whatever. Like, it doesn't work that way. And so he gets mad, comes up behind her and smacks her in the head, and she falls to the ground.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Respectfully, someone who tries to kill me.
Yeah.
Is not coming back in my home.
No. He goes to jail.
I don't give a fuck how sad you are.
Yeah. Yeah. So he starts saying to her that, like, people are out to get him and he needs to stay at her house and the government's bad and he can't get a job because then they could track him and all this shit. And I'm like, oh my God.
I'm like really simplifying this. Like, she's a victim of abuse.
She is.
So like,
yeah.
That sucks.
But like, he put foil over his cell phone and stuff. Like, you know, like one of these people that are just like, that doesn't work, bro. Doesn't do anything.
Dude, I had a guy when I worked in residential, like property management. Yeah. I had a guy who was convinced that I was hired by the FBI because I lived right across from him. I was hired by the FBI and I was there to spy on him. And I said, I can assure you that is not true. I was not.
Yeah.
And he would like bring me like screws from his bed and like different electronics and all these things. Like, do you see the camera in there?
Oh God.
Do you see the And I'm like, no. And he was convinced that his upstairs neighbors were putting cameras down the ducts.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so September 2019 rolls around and he attacks her a few more times.
Oh my God.
She files for a restraining order and he gets super mad, walks in on like into her bedroom while she was sleeping, wakes her up, sits on top of her and shaves her head.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he kept her there for weeks. So
he's like holding her hostage.
He's holding her hostage.
Okay.
And she was like, you know, we ate all the food in the house and then we maxed out the credit cards by ordering food delivery, you know, to the house because he wouldn't let us leave. He wouldn't leave. He wouldn't let her leave. She was tied up. So eventually she was like, we had to go to the grocery store. And she had been in her apartment for 8 days when they finally went to the grocery store. She had been locked up for 8 days.
What?
Yes. And she kept asking him, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And he kept responding, I have to. It's something I have to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, actually unrelated. Did you ever watch a movie where this kid, like, creates traps the parents down in the basement because the parents are like fighting and gonna get a divorce and like all these other kids do, and they all like trick their parents into like they trick the parents into going into the basement and then they like keep them down locked in the basement.
It kind of sounds familiar, but I don't think I have
I could not if anyone knows what the name of that movie is, please tell me. I used to watch it in the 90s and the early 2000s and
sounds like something that would be in the 90s.
I can't remember it at all.
Yeah.
But it has the dad, not the dad, it has the guy from, well, the dad from Clueless is in it.
Yeah.
Not the dad, the teacher from Clueless.
Yeah.
Like the little short guy with the bald head and like the squeaky-ish voice. He's in it, but I maybe I should just look up, I don't even know his name. Look up his IMDb. Anyways.
Yeah, so they go to the grocery store together.
Okay.
And she runs out from the car and goes in. Oh, she goes into the grocery store to get someone and was like, please help me. She had 7 broken ribs. Her eyes were damaged. She said she had cauliflower eyes, you know, like.
Oh my God. Like cauliflower ear, but on her eyes?
But on her eyes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going back to the second girl.
Okay.
And she was watching TV and saw on the news that this guy had battery, domestic violence, kidnapping, and other things against him. And she did not want to go to trial if that had come up, because she knew she was a part of this, because she had filed against him.
Okay.
So the DA cut a deal with him, and they combined the cases of Amber from 2017 and Jamie from 2019, and he pled guilty to a lesser domestic violence charge in both cases, maxing him out at 30 months in jail with 2 years credit already served. So he was released in 24 months.
Okay.
24 months. 7 ribs, cauliflower eyes, kidnapping for 8 days, shaved head, emotional trauma.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So she found out, then they found out that he gets out of jail. And, okay, so now we go back, we're at January 24th, 2023. This is the first girl that we were talking about with her friend that was doing the 911 call. Justine was in a coma. The nurses didn't think that she was going to make it. And her friend was there every day.
Angie, the one who played the
911 call. She said she was there every day. Like, she was holding her hand. She was like, let's get better. Let's do this. I can't do life without you. Because she said she was like so lovable and upbeat. Like, you know, it was just like life loved her and she loved life, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like
That's how
really.
I describe you.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Okay, so now they know that this guy's bad news and he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
So he's one day on the run.
Okay.
Ben had family in the area, mom and dad. They were very helpful to the police. They told him that he had come to visit and that he probably was going back to the Sunny Valley area.
Okay.
Where one of the girls lived by Vegas, you know, like, so they were giving him as much information as they could think of as to like where he would be or what what he does, you know,
like what his thought process would
yeah,
be.
Exactly. So they set up a surveillance and he was at a house with a girl named Gina. And yeah, he was at a house. They spot him. They have visual of him, and then they lost visual of him. And so he gets away. Tina was a friend. Not Gina, Tina. Tina was a friend of the family, and she was the one that like wrapped up all his cell phones in foil and his like iPad and his keys to the car and stuff like that. Like everything was wrapped in foil that he owned.
Okay.
I don't know why. And they found out that he was on dating apps. So they like went kind of like put themselves out into the dating world to hopefully get like one way of catching him.
Yeah, like undercover.
Yeah. So the police get a hold of Ben's brother, and he told the police that he was on the run and that he had called his brother and said he was on the run and that he was sorry that he told her he was on the run and he was sorry. Oh, so the third victim, the brother called her and said that he was sorry that he didn't believe her to begin with, because they had a relationship together, not like a sexual relationship, but like just a good friendship.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's scary.
So like Ben's brother called her?
Ben's brother called her and was like, I know what's going on, and I'm so sorry that this happened, and I didn't believe you from the beginning. Like, I could have done something.
Wow.
Yeah.
If only we trusted and believed women.
Right?
Okay.
So now he's 5 days on the run.
Okay.
And they're still looking for him. And then 6 days on the run. And the cops are like, what are we missing here? Like, what is something that he does all the time that we can catch him doing?
Yeah.
You know? And so he goes to
the knife shows.
No.
Oh.
He goes to his parents' friend's house and stays with a lady there and doesn't do anything to her because she's like from the church that they go to or whatever. She's just some old lady. And she gets taken into jail because she was harboring Ben, and they took her to jail saying, like, you knew he was on the run and you held him. And so she asks her neighbor, Richard, to come take care of her dogs. And he does. He's just a guy named Richard. 7 days into it, someone called for a taxi ride and gave the name Richard Barron. And when the guy showed up, there was nobody there to get into the taxi. I think Ben got scared and maybe thought the police were after him, so he didn't take that taxi.
Oh.
So that kind of lead fell off.
Did he kill Richard?
So then they go over to Richard's house to find him deceased and his caretaker deceased and beaten.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Did he do it to like steal his identity?
I think so.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. So both had been beaten. The house smelled of gas. They called another cab company and found him, like the description of him, drove him out of the area, and back to someone's house that he knew with a small white dog. And so he goes into like the basement, or like it wasn't attached to the house, like something to go in. He goes in there. They are for sure that like he's in there, or like they sent a canine and a drone in there to see, because the canine said they smelled him.
Okay.
Isn't that awesome that they can use drones now? I was like, that's amazing. So like a cop doesn't have to crawl into a crawl space and like get shot at. You know? Like you can send in a drone.
Little robot.
Yeah. And so they know Ben. And then they started looking at another access area underneath that. And they put a drone in there, and he was in the back hiding. And they saw that he had a pistol in his hand. So good thing they didn't go in or let the dog go in, too.
Yeah.
And then they hear a gunshot.
And he killed himself.
And he kills himself.
Ugh.
Died.
Are you for real?
No. Yeah.
What a fuckhead. So
Justine, the first person we talk about, wakes up, and she was out over 2 months total.
Really?
Yeah. And Angie comes to her, and the reason why he got so he came to Angie and wanted a clean urine sample from her.
Okay.
Because he got fired from his job, because, like that. And she was like, what the hell? Like, so she goes on the internet and looks him up and sees all his domestic violence things. And she tells her boss, so he gets fired. And then he knows about that.
Okay.
So that's just like a little snippet that they put in there.
Okay. Do we ever find out like what led to him beating Justine?
No.
Oh.
There's like I don't know if obviously he's got some mental problems.
Well, and he's like, there's a pattern, but like, Justine doesn't remember like what triggered. Do you hear from Justine at all or no?
Yeah, we do. She's good. She had traumatic brain damage.
Yeah.
She had to learn to rewalk.
Yeah.
And she was very skinny because she hadn't been eating.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hear from her, and she's there, like, she looks great. And she said, like, I wouldn't be here today if Angie hadn't come to my house and tried to get in. Like, she saved my life. And then it just showed a bunch of pictures of them together and, like, being best friends.
Aww.
It was really sweet.
The power of girlhood.
The power of girlhood.
What a fucking dick.
Yeah.
That really is the worst ex ever.
Yeah. Well, there's more. I think there's like 3 more episodes.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, he was an asshole. I don't know. I mean, they never really...
I would say asshole's putting it pretty nicely.
Lots of red flags. Like, I think you got to be careful when you're dating. I don't know. I haven't dated in a while, but holy shit. Like, don't bring someone back into your house after he's beaten you. You know?
I get the sentiment of what you're saying, but I think when you are being manipulated by like a malignant narcissist, it's hard to know.
Yeah.
You know, like people don't walk into those situations willingly, right? No one's like, hey, I really hope that I can be in a tumultuous relationship with someone who hurts me.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I hesitate to say that.
That's true. I get that.
And like, I think, you know, there's like all the data and everything shows like it takes a long time to break those ties and like really get away from an abuser.
Yeah. Especially one that stalks you too.
Yeah. Well, and then there's like a lot of enmeshment if you're married and have kids, and then there's the financial control. Like there's a lot of different aspects to it.
Sure. Yeah. It's crazy though. How many other women, like I mean, the show didn't say anything, so I don't know if there were, but he did 3 within like a span of 5 years.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's probably more in all his petty crimes that they had talked about. So, yeah. I
just always find it so crazy how they're able, like I said, like the masking of their true, like, evilness is so wild to me. Like, how can you just lock that up and not show it at all for so long?
Yeah.
And then one day, just
one little thing.
This is it.
None of them had big things that like had happened. It was just little tiny things, and he blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye.